downstairs had 2 more hat racks. And the umbrellas and the whips in that corner are original to the family. Yeah, it's a beautiful hall, and it was made to impress. You know, this was the first impression that guests got as they came into the home.
What was this, a hidden doors? Yes, oh God, not hidden, but yeah, you could close it off.
It's to show off your refinement, your artistic accomplishments. They would have had a piano. That's not the original piano. That's actually putting in an eagle on the top, which is kind of a strange shaped eagle. And he's holding the Declaration of Independence, and to us that says, this is a centennial piece to celebrate the centennial. Yeah. Most of the furniture in that room is original. So the bed, the washstand, and the dresser are all pieces Mr. Watkins bought when he was in Pennsylvania buying some of the equipment for the mill. And then the rocking chair is actually so in the evenings as well. So this was a place where the family would sew, write letters, read books, do embroidery, things like that, and really just spend time as a family. We do have some pictures of some of the family members. We have Carrie Watkins. She is the youngest of the Watkins girls. I'm going to go take care of that alarm. Sorry. The child. And so as she was, as her blindness was getting more severe, she actually taught herself Braille so that when she could no longer see, she could still read. So she was an intelligent lady. We actually have a cage over here for one of her animals. Can you guys guess what might have lived in that cage?
Mice.
It was a squirrel.
Squirrel.
Yeah, so she was a fan. This is a summer kitchen.
Wow.
Really nice kitchen compared to.
It is. And one interesting feature about this room is we actually have a fireplace and a stove. So the stove would have been, we think, a larger model. And we think the reason that they had both was because they were serving about 25 people a meal a day. So you've got the Watkins family, and then you have...
Yeah, how could they do that?
Yes, I know.
You know, it's not that much.
They didn't have much room in here, did
No,
they?
they didn't.
You're talking about serving all those people a
Yes,
day?
you are. Yes, you are. Yeah. And they would have had to get up at 4 a.m. in order to have everything done in time for the first
Making the
meal.
bread
Well,
and...
they didn't want to say that they had slaves on the over.
They absolutely did. Yeah, that's not something we're shy about talking about.
I'm just saying, I thought...
That's part of the conversation we're working up to. How did they get it done? Well,
Okay.
before the war, they did. They had at least 4 house slaves, and we know that some of those slaves would have worked with Mrs. Watkins in the kitchen, and 2 of those individuals did self-emancipate before the end of the war, so they left. They ran away, and 2 did remain behind. And we do have some of their names, and so that's a project that I'm currently working on, is learning more about them and what did they do after the war and things like that. And then after the war, they did hire employees to come in and help. One was a free African American woman named Eliza, and then they did have some other help, but at that point the daughters did step in and learn more of the cooking. Mrs. Watkins already had a role in the kitchen and was cooking in the kitchen, but the daughters stepped in at that point. So Carrie Watkins, who I mentioned in the meeting room, so she was the youngest daughter, and she actually became a very proficient cook. And as I mentioned, she was developing blindness later in her life. She actually taught herself where things were in the cellar so she could by feel still, get ingredients for food. And we have a collection of her recipes in the museum.
Really?
I might want to see that.
It's one of the best things in the world.
Really? Never had it. Black walnut. Really?
I think I could think of anywhere off the top of my head. There's someplace in Springfield, I think.
Got a corn cellar down there too.
Yeah, we got ourselves a fruit drying shed, and this would have been a commercial level fruit drying shed. So you would have been doing this not just for your own personal use, but gross, or whatever that is. Get out of here. I think it's a millipede. Something. Hold on, Ruth. Anyway, so behind us would have been the peach orchard, and across from the bees would have been the apple orchard. And